Hey, what up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Barlow Zone, home of the one and only Demon Hunter King Kaido himself sent to Starfleet Academy. Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys been enjoying the Star Trek content. I've had a lot of fun making it, especially that last video. Uh, it's fun breaking down and analyzing the stuff that we like, right? But every now and then it feels good to the soul to sit back and talk about a character you really love or a type of character you really like, right? Uh, and shoot, man, I woke up this morning, it was sitting at 190. So, appreciation to everybody who's watched it. Want to let you guys know, as a small channel creator, I, uh, I do keep up with the number of views and likes and all that. And it felt really good to get that kind of reaction, opening up a little bit about myself. But enough about the last videos. Today we got One Piece chapter 1175, Nidhogg. And boy, okay, before I get into anything in the chapter, I gotta preface this by saying, Law, step aside. Hey, my boy, Trafalgar D. Water Law, you've been bumped down to number 3, fam. We now have a new second strongest in the series, guys, and boy, Loki does not disappoint. Let's go ahead and get started because, it was good vibes for me from the cover story, right? And that's largely because, I've always been part of the camp. I ship Sabo and Koala. I really like how they interact together. It doesn't feel like they have any kind of like step sibling dynamic. They're friends, and it's very obvious and clear they're friends. It's like, you know, classic love story. You grow up together, you watch each other become incredible people, and at some point you just realize there was an attraction. And you know what? They got all them koala babies, because that's what a Joey is. A koala Joey would be a koala baby. I loved it. Sabo and his koala family. It was beautiful. But to start the chapter off like this, right? Like, hey, this is brilliant on a number of levels. But first, I want to start off by saying how has nobody thought to try fire against vines up to this point, right? Like, plant material burns. That's what it's known for doing, right? I mean, aside from taking in carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, I don't know. It takes in one and expels another, and it's essential for our atmosphere. Damn, I need to get caught up and refreshed on some science stuff, because that's literally my first note here. Science trumps hockey and devil fruits. Process that for a second, y'all. This chapter starts, panel 1. Science trumps hockey and devil fruits, because you know what? I'm sure I'm gonna grab a screenshot of my video. I've already talked about this topic, right? Like, there are 3 power systems in One Piece, and one of them is just now, really starting to be developed and come to light, and that is science. To start this chapter with Sanji coming in with that, I wonder if it was Diablo or Ifrit. Because, in black and white, you don't get a sense of a color, right? Like, we can't be certain that was red fire. We can't be certain that was blue fire. I will say, how I read it, judging by the shading, I'm guessing is Diablo Jambe. That this looks more akin to what I'm used to seeing red fire shaded as, but that's just personal opinion. If you guys want to argue that it's Ifrit, I will not argue with that, because, that's his big attack now, right? But this is science trumping hockey and devil fruits, followed by a reaction from our boy Jinbei, where he seems genuinely surprised, like, so it's weak to high temperatures. Like, legit, think about that for a second, because Jinbei is considered one of the more intelligent crew members, right? Not just during combat, because, being a martial artist, you gotta be able to, I don't want to say future sight, but have an understanding for combat that you can make a good assumption on what your opponent's about to do next, right? Even Jinbei, somebody who is smart on and off the battlefield, doesn't seem to have ever stopped to consider fire is a natural counter to wood, to plant material. I don't want to get into too much into it. It kind of breaking it down, it feels like a plot hole. Somebody should have guessed to try fire. We've already seen and heard about the Adam Tree burning since the Elbaf arc has started, right? So not too much of a surprise it comes down to fire. The groundwork has been laid. Just more of a surprise it took this long for me, right? But then, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about Summers right now. It's just more of his lunatic, somebody kill me as fast as possible BS going on, right? Like, and don't worry, we're going to get to stuff later. Beautiful chapter. What I do want to focus on are the kids, right? Like, yeah, of course, they're crying and they're bawling their eyes out, right? This is a terrifying situation. I'd even liken it to what happened on the Miyazaki of episode 6 of Starfleet Academy, right? Like, this is a deeply extremely traumatic situation for these kids to be in. Of course, they're crying and bawling their eyes out, right? That makes perfect sense. What shows you just Elbathian giants are the definition of Himothy Chadson. Like, and what proves it to you is even as kids, even in this position of utter terror, knowing that, there's like a 99.9% chance this is the end. I'm not letting my mom die alone, and I am going to save you, Mom. Good God, Colin. I got a note here about Colin. I thought I had a note here about, oh no, right there. I got that note. Colin almost certainly inherits the will of Nika after this story. I know we've had a lot of characters that, it could be argued, right? But, and I know, technically speaking, Colin's like, 20 years old, right? But that's, it was identified he's still a child by Elbathian standards. This is this kid who, okay, if I do the math real quick, should be right around 7 years old, I believe, right? Because kind of, I don't know, somewhere between 3 and 9 times as long as a human lifespan of about 100 years, right? So 3 to 900, I don't know. I'm going to just go with 3. We're going to divide 20 by 3, get to about 6.667, round that up to 7 years old, just for the ease of argument, right? Colin is 7 years old right now by human standards. And this kid is standing in the face of certain death talking about, nah, Mom, I'm going to save you. This is not our end. This is not how Elbaf comes to a close. And boy, Oda did a brilliant job, especially because this is a manga, right? This is pen and paper. There's no animation. There's no background track. All that there is what Oda chose to give us. He did a brilliant job of building that intensity, right? Like, oh God, like, yeah, sure, I got it down. Summers got that stormtrooper aim with them plant gatlings, but it's still plant gatlings, dude. Like, is someone going to die? Like, there's no chance everybody makes it out alive, right? Like, even though Luffy and Zoro had been seen interacting mere pages earlier, right? Because of the intensity of the situation, you kind of forgot that Zoro was there. Like, it was a couple, one-off panels during a broader conversation that he was only in passing related to. But then boy comes through for the biggest save of the century. Oh my God, Zoro, I love you, boy. All of the big 3 getting shining moments in this chapter, right? Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, all of them epic hero level moments. But of all of them, I think Zoro takes the cake. It might be, maybe fans are right. Maybe Oda's biased to Zoro. Sanji saved the girls. That you knew Sanji was gonna do that. Zoro coming through with the swordsmanship and speed, because not only is he blitzing across that battlefield, because those kids are in a line, like it's a strafe attack basically, right? Not only is he blitzing across that battlefield, but his arms are working a bajillion miles an hour to deflect all them needles in the process. A boy came through, and he turned to Luffy like, "Hey, all right, I did my part. You're gonna turn Cap, knock it out." And dude, I love that. I can't rotate my wrist like Luffy did, but hold on, can I get it? I don't know. I'm guessing somewhere in there. I can't see my camera right now, but y'all know what panel I'm talking about, right? With that scope and reaching back. Now, before we get to the one of the best panels of the year, right? Before we get there, I want to take a quick moment, because we got to talk about the fact that Luffy grabbed another devil fruit user's lightning right here. There was no indication of a storm happening on Elbaf. At least not a persistent storm. We've had a few chapters since the end of the God Valley flashback, right? And there haven't been lightning strikes here, lightning strikes there, at least not to my recollection. Please correct me in the comments. Let me know if you guys saw something I missed, because I love these little details, right? But to this point, we haven't gotten any indication that there's a storm happening on Elbaf. So that means this lightning that's happened is because of Nidhogg. This is Loki's devil fruit lightning. And Luffy snatched that up, said, "Whoop! Ta-ta! Lock in." And then, boy, Loki dropped a good skadoosh in this chapter. Obviously, Poe, the creator of the skadoosh, dropped one hell of a skadoosh. This tops them all, bro. Dude, everything about it, dude. Like, I love how Gear 5th Luffy is. It's just a cartoon. It is Bugs Bunny. It is Mickey Mouse. It is Donald Duck, Yosemite Sam. It is all those cartoons that pre-2000 kids grew up on, right? Like, that is what Luffy is. And I love it. I'm a 90s baby. I actually grew up and had memories of a majority of the 90s. A lot of those were the cartoons, right? The Looney Tunes, the Ed, Edd n Eddies, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack. Like, I grew up on all the legends, right? Man, I still remember Invader Zim. Anyway, we're not talking about cartoons, right? We're just talking about how cartoonish Luffy gets. Anyway, hitting it with that skadoosh, right? And we got a new attack. Take note, it is still Gum Gum. I want to say, no. You know what? Ain't no need to take note, because I'm pretty sure all of Gear 5th's attacks have still been Gum Gum. It's just there's that dawn or booming dawn that's added to the actual name of the attack, right? And oh my God, with all that is good with the name Nika, boy, tell me why I can't even pronounce this as a phrase. Each of these words is individual. Booming Dawn Thor Rifle. And real quick, before I let myself geek out over the attack, right? Before I let myself go buck wild, I want to try not to. Video's already starting to get up there in the minutes. I just want to point out real quick. In Gear 5th, Luffy is strong enough. Get this, guys. If you're still here, lock in for this statement. In Gear 5th, Luffy is strong enough that his attacks break the fourth wall and affect the lettering of the manga. The white letters, it doesn't happen. This is Luffy exclusive. Gear 5th is strong enough to break the fourth wall. Man, that is That is buck wild, because you almost see the inverse later on in the chapter, although that is much less unique. Sorry, that's my next note right there, and I was just reading over. I had to laugh again, dude. You can go punch somebody so hard your power breaks the fourth wall and changes the lettering that you're saying. God damn, Luffy. But anyway, I think I was mentioning it on my Discord. I was talking to a friend. I think I have realized, as much as I love this attack, the panel, the absolute black, just crack of doom, teeth flying out, dude looking like he got waylaid 18 ways to next year, right? Like, I love that panel. One of the best panels of the year, hands down. I think, in retrospect, I like what happened next a little bit more, right? Not only with Ripley, because as I pointed out in another video, it looked like Ripley and Gabon were kind of on the Nika the Destroyer bandwagon, right? Sorry about the camera rock, y'all. The cord got cut under my pad. But in this, it's made clear that Nika and Gabon are very much on the side of the warrior of liberation, right? Because as she's fading out, right? Because after the last chapter, all them moms and Rose, they got mucked up bad. So, like, she's on the edge of consciousness, right? And boom, bright light, booming dawn, Thor rifle, skadoosh. Ripley gonna crack that smile, talk about, he really does look like Nika. I'm glad I got to see that white form. Like, man, that was beautiful. But then, obviously, Summers is just a stark, raving, lunatic mofo, right? He gonna start up right away talking about, Nika, did you say Nika? Nah, that fool ain't real. That's just legend. Ain't no way Nika's real. Like, dude talking a mile a minute, trying to justify the fact he did not just get lightning skadooshed in his punchable face by Nika him goddamn self. Shut up, Summers. Go back to fucking Marie-Joie. Sorry for the language, y'all. Go back to Marie-Joie and let Imu take care of that problem. Anyway, I really like, even though the flashback's over, right? We get the reveal of, the full badass reveal of Nidhogg, right? We still get a little bit more lore laid down. And I find myself wondering. Now, I try to be a realist, right? I'm a small channel. I get maybe 50 to 100 views on my videos consistently, if I'm lucky and it's an interesting topic like chapter reactions. So there is like a 0% chance Oda is familiar with anything I've been saying. But this little bit of lore pokes a hole in my Blackbeard theories, because I've been arguing that Blackbeard's not a bad guy because he fills more of a Sasuke role to Luffy than like a Madara or Kaguya, right? Like, sure, he's a problem, but it's more like a nuisance than a problem, really. This lore about the god of war, legendary warrior of Elbaf, who went toe-to-toe with his buddy Ratatoskr. This feels like Loki is the one that is intended to be that rival figure for Luffy, that Sasuke to Luffy's Naruto, right? I do have to admit that. But to end the chapter, we have an absolute flash farm of some epic and, to my eyes, incredibly important panels here, right? Because we got our first proper attack from Loki, right? Like, he's munched on some Umas, he's chased them down, scared the hell out of them. He's done a little bit here and there, but hasn't been any actual attacks, like we're used to. Like, yeah, he's been attacking, but this is the first time he's giving a name to his attack, right? And what do we got? Big old charged lightning breath. Through time. Bro, tell me why that felt like Fus Roda full of lightning, bro. Like, not reading it, doing it right now. Like that just felt like I was doing an actual dragon shout right there. But quick note, Thrudheim is connected to Norse mythology, and it does seem like in this chapter, Oda is tying Thor to the idea of Nidhogg directly. But, okay, real quick explanation. Thrudheim is, for lack of a better explanation, and for lack of being able to remember the exact words, Thrudheim is Thor's castle in Asgard. It is the biggest castle in Asgard. Countless chambers. It, like, when I was reading over it, I just remember getting the sensation it'd be like Yami Atom. Wow. I had a bad stutter as a kid. Sometimes I just have trouble saying words. Atom at home. I don't like saying Atom. Anyway, from Yu-Gi-Oh! It felt like the Millennium Puzzle, right? Like it'd be incredibly easy to get lost in Thrudheim. And then that not only Nidhogg having control over lightning and this attack now directly referencing Thor himself, right? Being a god of war. But then you got Ratatoskr being the hammer, right? Kind of empowering Loki's hammer. I am waiting for the God of War reference. And I'm not even gonna, if you know, you know. And I believe it was the first game in the remake, right? God of War 2018. Kratos and Thor, you know, they had a big old showdown a few times, but like one of the first ones, right? They both go in. The remakes kind of really leaned Kratos into some ice powers, right? They both go in, wham! Kratos' axe meets Thor's hammer, and reverse lightning, instantly frozen. That's the moment I'm waiting for. Who is Loki going to freeze thunder? That's what I want to know. In the aftermath of Thrudheim, though, we see that Imco is the only one that was unaffected. It appears all of the MMAs are more or less taken out. So at the end of 1175, as it stands, it looks like we're down to I'm blanking on his name. The other dude, the horse guy, the Kirin guy. It's down to just him and Imco. The kids have been freed from, you know, the potential of being taken. The MMAs are largely dealt with. You know, there might be a few stragglers who weren't nearby type deal. And Summers, more or less, it should be down for the count. If he gets up again, it should be an easy job for any of the Straw Hats to handle. Like, I'd say even Nami and Usopp would have an easy job cleaning up Summers at this point. But one of the panels I really want to take a second to talk about before I end with just a couple notes on Nidhogg. The final panel, Emu looks pissed. Like, we've had some upset looking reactions, right? But the fact that Nidhogg was hiding on Elbaf this whole time, Emu realizes his failure with Harold. If a little bit more patience had been paid to how that situation was handled, Nidhogg very well could already be in world government control. And the reason I want to take a second to talk about this is because it gives us context on who Emu is. They're impatient. They want what they want now. They're a child. Not only, okay, so this evidence also supports it, right? Like it's just one more piece of evidence on the bunt cake, I'm gonna call it, of the Emu being a kid accusation for now, or theory. But if Emu, the big bad of the story, the problem that needs to be taken care of, if Emu isn't a child, why is Luffy's powers focused around childhood imagination, being a child? So I think more or less, in my opinion, for those who worry about what I think or have to say, right? At this point, we can rest assured 99.999999999% Emu is a child. Potentially an immortal child from the Void Century. I'd like to, call back to Sugar. Oh my God. That was Dressrosa. And then you had Miss All Sunday during Alabaster, who is another person I'm theorizing whose powers are a hint towards Emu. Oh my God. Alabaster and Dressrosa need to be reanalyzed in deep. I'll probably get around to it eventually. If any of the bigger channels, the Size, Bragos, Joy Girl, Grand Line Reviews, Tekkings, if any of y'all watching, please. There's something here. Miss All Sunday and Sugar connected to Emu. Maybe not directly, but at the very least, they are hints about Emu. I just know. Anyway, we're already looking at over 26 here. I'm going to wrap it up. I had a few thoughts about Nidhogg that didn't quite fit into some of the stuff I was talking about earlier. Namely his size. I'd like to point out that this panel right here, I believe, is the best one I was able to find. And what we got here is, Luffy doing a kind of Nika pose with Ratatoskr behind him as Loki's flying him in. They're getting ready to go to battle. The reason I think this is the best explanation of Loki's size is earlier in the chapter, as I mentioned when I was, fanboying out over Zoro, right? In that conversation he had with Luffy, he mentioned that Luffy has already gone giant form. That's why he wants them to deal with the MMAs. So giant form Luffy. Now keep in mind, this was a form that's bigger than Kaido, right? Like we saw this coming down on Kaido's face, and instead of dodging, Kaido's all, yeah, you know what? That's the attack I'm gonna let take me out. That's barely as big as Loki's snout, bro. This man. Okay, even not including Ratatoskr with his ice powers and the inherent lightning powers that come with Nidhogg, this scale alone puts him at number 2. Now, the fact Luffy handled his lightning, as I pointed out, means that Luffy still is a counter to this. So Luffy maintains his number 1. But on size alone, and then double that down with the fact Law wouldn't be familiar with the anatomy of a Nidhogg or an ancient giant enough to be able to do the Kroom one-shot take your heart out thing. Number 2. That's why I started the video where I did. You know what? I probably could have put that up there, but I didn't want to jump ahead of myself. Note number 2, we got a proper medieval dragon, stubby legs and everything. I got to give a shout out to my homie. Now, I whited out the name and the PKP or PFP. I think I've had a conversation with them. I don't know. When it comes to my Discord, this individual has become more of a personal friend to me. Internet personal friend. I don't know them, but they've someone I've come to respect and value their opinions, right? Like, dude, we had a legendary conversation this morning, and they're not even a One Piece fan. Like, so I do want to give them shout out, pointing out that this is a proper medieval dragon. And then that made it click for me too, because even that fits, because the Norse had a heavy hand in what ultimately became the Renaissance era of New England. So I love it. Oda continues to find ways to do everything he can to make us, see that One Piece is about inclusivity. This is about people coming together, and I love how Nidhogg is depicted here. And for my final note before we end the video is this form of Nidhogg, is this a reference and love letter to Tolkien? Again, once again, pointed out by my friend on Discord during our conversation, just the descriptions I had given, from previous chapters, spoilers, all that, what we saw, the discussion we had about the relative size of this dragon. They pointed out this character from the Tolkien legendarium called, I am sorry, I know I'm going to butcher this name, and Calagon the Black. I know I got a picture here for it. I don't know if Nidhogg is that big, but somewhere between and Calagon and that one step down, the War or Wrath of the War or something like that. That one step down. I'll go ahead and just expand it out big here. And then I pointed out Ratatoskr is about the size of Smaug. Like, come on, Oda. Dude's cooking so hard, and we haven't even actually got to see any of this proper alongside our crew. But still, I would love to see Chopper and Ratatoskr just running around, playing, having fun with each other. I mean, come on, we got two of them now. No, not mascots. Two adorable little motherfuckers that will absolutely wreck your shithole for messing with their fam. That's what I'm talking about when I say we got two of them now. Let's let them have fun when they're in their little chibi form, right? Because we know that both of them have the power of an actual monster. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. This one went a little longer than I anticipated. As always, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking after this one. One Piece chapter 1175. Oh, man. Let me know in the comments. As always, if that's not enough, you can feel free to reach out on my socials, X or Tumblr, or join the Discord community. Links to all three will be in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit me with a like. And if you're enjoying it enough, feel free to subscribe, because this is what I do. I have fun with the series I love. Right now, it is One Piece and Star Trek. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Much love, friends.